silly yet?
So, yeah, it was terribly silly.
Guys, and welcome back to the first ever Adventures with Mr. VanAmbrose. That's right. Did a little name change for you guys because today we are going to take a deep dive into everything Dutch culture here in Holland, Michigan. Now, springtime in Michigan, especially Holland, means tulips. And the festival that Holland puts on called Tulip Time. Now, our tour guide today is going to be none other than the Mayor of Holland himself, Mayor Nathan Box. He's going to be showing us around. He said he's been a tour guide for 25 years, and we're going to get to look at a lot of places across Holland.
And another person that we're going to get to see today is Mr. Andy Kenyon, who is the Parks and Recreation Director, aka Mr. Tulip Know-It-All. And he's going to be giving us our own private tour of all the tulips in Holland, answering our questions about what it takes to plant and get ready for tulip time, and even giving us a tour of the greenhouses here that the city owns. Now it's time to go meet up with the mayor. He said he's going to be wearing plenty of orange, his favorite color, so hopefully he'll be easy to spot amongst all these tulips. Let's go.
Hi, I'm Nathan Box, the Mayor of Holland. We're standing in Window on the Waterfront Park, and this is one of the parks in Holland where we love to showcase tulips for Tulip Time. We've recently redesigned the park. It used to be all straight rows of tulips, and now we're doing more of a garden aspect. Tulip Time is one of the largest flower festivals in the country. This would have been the 91st year of Tulip Time. It's great for us to be able to showcase Holland, Michigan, also to have people come out into the community, and it generates $48 million of new economic activity in Holland every single year. We are now on Windmill Island. Windmill Island is actually a city park owned by the City of Holland. It's a big attraction during Tulip Time. Most of our visitors come during Tulip Time, but it is open all year round, and it is an island. There's water that runs all the way around Windmill Island. It's also the home of our authentic working Dutch windmill, De Zwaan.
Hold on, Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
Are you talking about this windmill or this one?
It actually grinds grain into flour. They do both grain and they do corn for cornmeal, and a lot of local restaurants and bakeries use that flour in products that you can purchase at the bakery. So there are two of these stones way up at the top of the windmill, and they rotate through, and as it goes through, it gets stuck between the blades of the stone and grinds out and comes out on the outside of it. Can you imagine trying to get this huge heavy stone all the way up to the top of the windmill without a crane?
Sounds like a job for Mayor Box.
So this is part of the old blades for the windmill. This is actually the third location for this windmill. It was in two different places in the Netherlands, and during World War II the Germans used this as a lookout post. They're actually very comfortable tulip chairs. We have 3 of them here. There are 3 over by the Chamber of Commerce. In a normal year, there are shops here where you can get souvenirs, you can get flour from the windmill, and you can even buy wooden shoes on Windmill Island. On 8th Street. This is the main street of Holland. This is where the 3 parades happen during the festival. We have the Wednesday parade, which is the street scrubbing parade. Thursday is the children's parade, the Kinderparade, and that's where we have all of the elementary students from the area schools come and march through the parade. Tens of thousands of elementary school students. Visitors oftentimes ask me if we're sending the kids back through the parade route multiple times because there are so many kids, and I say nope, each one goes through just once. And then on Saturday is the Musikparade, which is the music parade, and that's where we have marching bands and floats that come through. We're in Centennial Park. This used to be the city market. This is where my ancestors brought chicken and their vegetables, kind of like the farmer's market is now, used to take place here in Centennial Park. We're also standing at the feet of a statue of Albertus Christian van Raalte, the founder of Holland. He came here and helped settle Holland in 1847.
Mayor Box, what would you say is the biggest attraction within Tulip Time?
The biggest attraction in Tulip Time is definitely the tulips. But the thing that the visitors say that they come to see the most are actually the Dutch dancers. We have over 500 Dutch dancers that perform typically throughout the festival. They're people from high school age all the way up through adults. This is a great place to see Dutch dancing during Tulip Time. The kinder dancers perform in the park every evening during the festival, and the adult dancers, the high school dancers and the adult dancers, dance on the street around the park. So if you ever want to come and see Dutch dancing, this is the place to come. He must be from Kentucky.
Huge thank you to Mayor Box today for being part of this episode and for showing us around Holland. Now let's go find Mr. Kenyon and see what he has to say. Alrighty guys, so we are back down here at Window on the Waterfront, enjoying some of the tulips now that the mayor has gone, and I'm supposed to be meeting a guy from the Parks Department down here, and he's going to talk a little bit more about the tulips with us, but I haven't seen him yet. So what I think I'm going to do is there's not really a place to get through these tulips, so I'm just going to kind of sneak right over here down through them until I find that guy.
Hey, sir, hey, whoa, take a step back from the tulips. You're not supposed to walk in there.
Well, that's a cranky guy right there. I don't know, but we're gonna walk around here, see if I can find the guy I'm looking for. Yeah, sorry about that, sir, but I'm just out here looking for a guy. Andy.
Close.
Kenny Andy. Do you happen to know a guy by that name?
I do know a guy by that name. How about Andy Kenyon? How's that?
Oh,
is that
Andy
right?
Kenyon. Yeah, that's the guy I'm looking for. You know him?
That's me. You got him.
If you've ever wondered to yourself, how do the tulips get so beautiful in Holland during this time? Well, you're looking at one of the many reasons why right here, Mr. Andy Kenyon, Parks Director in Holland.
Andy Kenyon. I'm the Director of the Parks and Recreation Department for the City of Holland. I've worked for the city going on 19 years now, and have been here a long time and thoroughly enjoy what we do in the Park Department, and obviously the tulips is what we're talking about today.
So how many tulips approximately are planted each year by your department?
So we plant just about 500,000 each year. It varies a little bit from year to year depending upon how the previous year's tulips went, but right around 500,000.
Do you all pull the bulbs each year and then replant each fall, or is there some sort of a system and a rotation that you have all the tulips on?
So all of the tulips that we plant in the ground each fall are only in for 1 year in the parks and the facilities. So here at Window on the Waterfront, these tulips will literally get rototilled under later this spring and early summer, and then we'll plant a whole new batch in the fall behind them. We really want the tulips to have an outstanding look each spring, and to guarantee that we call them first year tulips, so we only let them be in the ground 1 year.
How many parks and recreation folks in Holland does it take to change a tulip bulb?
So we have a team of about probably 15 to 20 in-house each fall that we plant tulips with, as well as dozens and dozens, if not hundreds, of community volunteers to help us do it. So this is our cooler. In the fall, about late September, we get a shipment in from the Netherlands of all of our tulip bulbs, and there's about 1,000 crates in here of 500 bulbs per crate. And we sort them all, we arrange them by type, variety, and then starting at that time, we start planting around the city through about Thanksgiving.
So, Mr. Andy, in school we learn a lot about self-care. Do you know how plants practice self-care?
I don't.
I've been told they just try to weed out any unnecessary drama. So, keeping on the topic of self-care and plants being healthy, both physically and mentally, as that is, I'm sure, your job, do you know why plants go to therapy?
I don't.
They hope to get to the root of their problems.
So this is our greenhouse, brand new basically. We opened it up in December, and now it's full of almost 95,000 annuals. All of these plants you see are being grown to backfill behind all of the tulips in the city parks and in city facilities.
What is the highlight of Tulip Time for you, Andy?
My favorite part of Tulip Time, probably what I will say is I really love the people that come and visit. I really like to interact with the community and see who comes and where they've come from and how far it took them to get here. And I really like the food. So I'm a junk food wagon guy, and I love that too. So outside of the people, it's the food.
What is your favorite tulip, Andy?
My favorite tulip, it'd have to be, it's called King's Blood. It's a really tall, deep red, giant cupped tulip. It's probably my favorite. It's really a neat looking flower.
Mr. Kenyon, what was your favorite subject in elementary school?
Gym.
Gym. Classic answer, just like every other 5-year-old. And Mr. Kenyon, is there a teacher that has had a real impact on your life, either when you were in elementary school or now?
So elementary school was a long time ago. So I'm gonna have to say Mrs. March.
Now, she teaches with me, and I think they might be related. I'm not 100% sure, but who knows. Now we're gonna play this game called What It's Like to Be Looking at Tulips with a 5-year-old. And what that entails is I'm gonna run around with the camera in front of Mr. Kenyon, and I'm gonna basically point at a tulip, and I'm gonna expect him to know the name of it. Let's see how many he can get right out of 5. Are you ready?
I'm in.
Mr. Kenyon, what's this tulip?
This is Flaming Beauty.
I don't think that's right. Mr. Kenyon, what are these tulips?
Flaming Beauty again.
Did I just pick the same one? I think I did. Mr. Kenyon, what are these tulips?
They're actually called Big Smile, but they should be called Big Bird. Just saying.
I think these names sound made up. Mr. Kenyon, what are these tulips?
Menton.
That one sounds real. Mr. Kenyon, name this tulip.
Oh man. Purple and white. I have no idea.
Barney. There we go. Mr. Kenyon, what are these tulips?
These are called Swan tulips.
Swan. And there you have it, kids. I believe he went 2 for 5 with Flaming Beauty, Big Bird, and purple and white being the incorrect answers. Alrighty guys, all that walking got me worn out and ready for an elephant ear. All that junk food that Mr. Kenyon was talking about got me excited for some elephant ears. So I've come down here to Boatworks area, Collins Park, to grab me an elephant ear and enjoy it with the great Lake Makatawa behind me. I hope you guys enjoyed this virtual Tulip Time. It was a blast getting to bring it to you, getting to meet with all the people that I met with. Special thanks to Mayor Nathan Box and Parks and Rec Supervisor Andy Kenyon for coming out and working with me on this episode. It's greatly appreciated, guys. Hope you all enjoyed it. Here goes nothing. Oh, that's good.
What is your favorite tulip, Andy? Yeah, this is real weird.
It's super weird. That's why I'm like, I didn't know where to look. Like, I'm like trying to, it's my
There's going to be a segment of this video where I show the empty bench and I'm going to put up in the title, who are you talking to, Andy?
That's right. That's a tough one.
We're going to kind of turn this way together. So we're just going to rotate around.
Rotate around this way. Hold on, we're doing this.
You're going to spin off my shoulder.
Spin off your shoulder.
So
here.
we're going to stay like this.
All right.
And then we're just going to rotate. And at some point during this, I will have a shot of us with tulips in the background. You feel silly yet?
So, yeah, terribly silly.
This is what it's like to be mayor, right? You get your own cameraman to just follow you around town.
Well, that happens every day. Hey, how are you guys doing?
So as Andy was telling me earlier, when you're gardening with tulips, you want to be sure that you get those bulbs about 6 inches down into the ground.
Hey, I got a joke for you.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
So why couldn't the gardener plant any flowers?
Because he didn't have a green thumb?
No. He hadn't bought any yet.
Andy, time out. Andy, see, this is my show. This is not the Andy show. This is Adventures with Mr. VanAmbrose, not Adventures with Mr. Kenyon.